What's up, guys? Abe Zaraga with Elevate Los Angeles Homes. I'm here with my good friend Luis Magallanes. I brought him on board today for him to tell us about his experience with being a property owner.
Well, excellent. Thank you, Abe. So around 4 years ago, I made the decision to go ahead and invest in a 4-unit property. Why I started that, basically, my parents, my dad, he owns his own property. I wanted to keep that tradition going. And what really started my career was that I got a job as a working young professional. I wanted to break the mold of the typical millennial of renting, right? So what I did, I contacted my friend Abraham, which is a childhood friend, someone who I could trust. And basically, we started the journey. We started off at a coffee shop, told him basically what my idea was. He basically took it, ran with it, started looking at different properties, see what I could afford, what I couldn't, started zoning in what the reality is. And soon and behold, November of 2015, he searched up this property, and at the time the market was hot. So it was one of those where you got to jump into it ASAP.
So tell us a little bit about your property. Like what was it about the property that when I brought it to you, what was it like? Oh man, this is it. How has it been for you? Has it been cash flowing? Has it been like a lot of repairs? How's your whole experience? Like, just talk about that and share it with my viewers.
Right. So since it is my first property, I knew that I couldn't get something that was going to be already done. Right. So we got into the property. We saw that first of all the 4 units were already complete.
Nice.
There were not much work had to do into it. What we did was basically just fix up the landscape, visual things, just to do a quick upgrade on things like that. But what was most important was that when you found this property, it was vacant.
Yeah, that was.
And those are just a gem when you find 4 units that are vacant in LA.
You don't find that very often.
No. So what that means is that you basically control who you want to enter your property, right?
Get market rents.
The market rents, exactly. So therefore, at that point, once we found out that they were all vacant, we started getting some comps around the area, and guess what? It just made sense. It made sense. We were going to be able to cash flow, and we got all the paperwork, and by the end of November 2015, I became a landlord.
So we found this great property. It worked out on paper. We saw it. It was, pretty much what we were looking for. Did you get any, fallback from your friends or family members or people close to you as far as like, hey, you're too young to be investing in real estate. You should save your money, focus on school. Like, did any of that come up? I mean,
absolutely.
Like our generation, I feel like we're so caught up in living in the moment, and sometimes we forget to plan for the future. I mean, did you feel any kind of like,
yes.
pushback?
So basically, anyone I knew, my coworkers, friends, they didn't understand the concept of why I wanted to become a landlord, right? Everyone thinks like, hey, if you're gonna make X amount of money, you should at least live in a better area or whatnot. Again, they're looking or thinking right now, not thinking forward ahead. But with the help of friends like you, my father, I was able to keep my mentality straight and just go for it, right? When I was 27, that's when I purchased the property, which, it was young at the time, and basically, I somewhat knew what I was getting into, but of course, becoming a landlord, there's always going to be things that are going to have to be fixed, and unexpectedly. It's just part of the process. You got to have an open mentality when it comes to that.
So now that you have this property in your portfolio, what's your next step to continue building, wealth through real estate investing? Like, what do you have in mind?
So, one thing that really has helped is that after you helped me buy this property, we continued having conversations, and you started to help me at least align my goals to what I wanted to do in the future. And now that I bought this property, it has given me the option to either do a refinance, pull out the equity, and purchase another one, which is something that before I had the property, I never had that option, right? So I have that option. I also have the option to buy another property, a single home. So definitely, I want to say, getting a investment property opens all these opportunities. And I mean, there's opportunities to either go big additional properties, meaning like additional investment properties, another 4 units. Of course, as long as it all makes sense, right? So
Yeah.
what would definitely help on this is that we're cash flowing. And because we're cash flowing, I mean, either I can buy another property or I can just reinvest the money into here and basically have this paid.
Some people don't know or don't understand the concept of buying into a property that is, they buy it into a property at a certain number, they forget about the appreciation value. You know, now you have, I mean, you bought this house for like $480,000 a couple years ago, and now it's probably worth maybe 30% more than that. So, you know, we're gonna look into capitalizing on that equity and seeing what we can get you into and kind of build that portfolio up. So overall, what would you say has been the most difficult part of being a landlord for the past 3-4 years, if anything?
Sometimes letting go of these tenants.
Really?
Yeah, it's you start. So I don't have a management company.
Okay.
Right. I do everything myself. So I built these relationships with my tenants, and sometimes it's hard to let go of good tenants. So, and you know, it's always a scary moment when you have to invite new tenants over it because you don't know how they are. That will probably be one of the most difficult things.
Okay.
But other than that, I mean, there's always going to be things that need to be fixed, clogged bathrooms. So, you know, make sure you know a plumber, an electrician. Just keep a handyman around because things are going to happen. Just don't be scared of the obstacles. You know, be ready to overcome it.
That's awesome. So, my friend Luis here is a prime example of what I typically try to live by and what I try to tell my clients, especially within my sphere, within my age group, you know, the millennials, that, you know, I don't want people to become prisoners of the moment and not plan for a better future. You know, you should try and find a balance of living now, but also trying to find a better tomorrow, you know, so you do that by planning. But that's another topic for another video. Dude, thanks so much for doing this. I appreciate it. I'm glad to see the property is doing great. And when's the next one?
Oh, let's work on it.
All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.